Riley Herbst from 2311 Racing here, and you know what grinds my gears? Waiting for coffee. But instead of counting frappes and lattes, I fire up Chumba Casino. No apps, no fuss, just fun social casino games to pass the time. By the time my coffee's ready,
order for Riley.
I've already taken a few victory laps. Next time you're stuck waiting, make it entertaining. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? There's too much testosterone here, both living and undead. Scott and Jimmy take the wheel, talking about 28 years later. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Well, that sure was a zombie movie.
Hell yeah, it was.
Great. So let's maybe discuss what it was.
Well, hang on. That's not what you do. We need the other one. We need Amber.
No, we don't. Actually, not today. She's busy. So it's just gonna be you and me today, Jimmy.
What the hell? She's never not here. What do you mean she's busy?
I mean, she's busy. She's not available to record with us, so we are gonna do this by ourselves.
I call bullshit. What'd you do to piss her off?
I didn't do anything to piss her off, okay? Can a girl be busy?
No. Y'all done 160 some odd episodes and she's never been busy.
Dude, can we please just get past this? I'm really not looking to get into it today over why my co-host is not available.
Sure, fine. But I still call bullshit.
I don't care. Today's movie was 28 years later. And in typical fashion, here, the description that I read was not particularly good. I'm kind of wondering who writes these because, man, do they see the movie sometimes or do they just phone this in?
I think they phoned it in. I read it. It was pretty dumb.
It's a zombie movie, okay? It's 28 years later. If you've seen 28 Days Later or 28 Weeks Later, you've probably got a pretty good idea of 28 years later.
Yeah, it's a bunch of zombies running around trying to kill the humans.
I mean, yeah, sort of. And obviously, for those of you who do not know, Jimmy over here is our resident zombie expert.
Yeah, I know all about that undead and the shambling and the eating of the brains. I'm all about that.
Okay, so we're not going to go over a long synopsis of the movie because really, Jimmy kind of pointed out that's not really my thing here. I'm more of a let's just kind of jump in here movie person, and I guess Jimmy, you know what? I kind of feel like we do this every time, but they always seem to depict things a little differently, and so I'm always interested to get your opinions on how these guys were portrayed.
Well, on this one, I don't know. They seem to be infected with the R virus, and I got infected with the T virus. They're two completely different things.
How are they different? They're zombies.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think. But it's easy to explain. Yeah, it's kind of like you humans and your cultures. You know how one group's got one culture and another group's got another culture, and sometimes they look kind of weird to each other, but it's just kind of their thing.
I mean, yes, culture clash. That is definitely a thing that we have to deal with all the time. But I'm still not sure I quite understand.
Okay. Let me put it this way. The R virus, or as they call it, the rage virus, makes you really pissed off. Like, really, really pissed off. I got the T virus. I more think of it as the tame virus. I'm just not so mad. Like, yeah, I was a little bit when I first got turned. Because, I don't know, I used to enjoy things other than brains, but not anymore. But now I can be here in a podcast studio with you and not want to eat your brains. I mean, I do a little bit, but I can easily restrain myself.
Well, I really appreciate that because I was not really looking to get my brains eaten today. So have you had a lot of experience dealing with people who had been infected by the R virus?
Not a bunch, no. I mean, I've seen them a little bit. I mostly try to hang in circles that are, a little more refined. It'd be hard to not be a little more refined than that.
So basically, you're like the Morty of zombies.
You shut your mouth. I am not like that, pussy. No, I'm just more civilized than them. I'm not a douche.
Well, it took 160 something episodes, but I believe that's our first douche on Cinema IRL. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about this? You know, sometimes in human cultures, like people from one culture can adopt to another culture and sort of learn to fit in a little bit. Is that something that can happen between like R virus and T virus people?
This is where they're different. No, not at all. Like, it's more of a chemical type thing, how you got turned. And it changes your brain, the way you think. And there's just no way to get around it. Because you know what they like to say. When you're an R all the way from your first taste of brains till your last undead day.
Dude, did you seriously just paraphrase West Side Story?
Yeah. There's violence. I like violence.
Okay, wow. This is an interesting episode. Okay. I don't even know where to go from here on this one. Okay. Jimmy, tell me a little bit more about like the alphas. Do you know anything about those?
You mean that Jason Momoa looking motherfucker? Hell no, we don't have none of them. That dude was huge. And normally that kind of killing is reserved for Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. He just prefers to use ripping someone's head off and then beating them, holding their own spine and smacking them around. I don't know. That was pretty gory even for me. I was kind of like, yeah. Well, that's what you get. That's the civilized ones of the R. So, yeah, I got really nothing on that. I was a little disgusted.
Okay, so at least we're on that one because yeah. You know, here's the thing. I've known you for a while, and you can think obviously, like we're here having a conversation, and it was very clear that the R's can't think so much. So, having one of those that's, you know, just full of rage but actually can think, that's scary.
Hell yeah, it is. Listen, I'm already a zombie, but I still don't want to meet that guy because I piss him off. He just pull my head right off my body. That'd still kill me.
Yeah, yes, it would. I believe it would kill most things. Not really growing back a head. So, interesting. So tell me about...
No, we're going to play role reversal here. I want you to tell me something. I saw that kid's face when he saw the zombies, and that's a pretty typical reaction. And then I saw his face when his dad was eating out some chick in the alley, and I'm not sure which of those he seemed to be more terrified about.
Yeah, so that gets intricate right there. I have to admit, I'm probably more going to be on the side of like being more terrified at the zombies rather than seeing my dad hooking up with somebody he shouldn't be. And why was he doing that anyway? Like, if I am, listen, and we're going to get into what you would do here, or what, I've learned to not be able to talk today. What would you do? If I were that dad, I am not going to hook up with a chick in the alley during the party that's supposed to be there celebrating my son coming back from his first zombie hunting trip.
Now, I agree on that, but that's going to kind of get me into another thing here. Why zombie hunting? Now, listen, I understand that the R's are a little more on the angry side, and if you're a human, you got to do what you got to do because they ain't thinking, but why did they need to go to the main island?
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Like, it felt like they were basically just doing some safari hunting down zombies.
Yeah, it's kind of what it seemed like to me. It was some sort of a rite of passage of things.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I like rite of passages that involve killing my kind. Like, even if they are ours, they're still zombies. And y'all humans aren't too smart when it comes to zombies. All of a sudden, the R's are getting killed, and then they come after us next. No.
I don't know if I had thought about it that way, but I guess you're right. Like, it really was just like, hey, you've turned 12, 13, 14. Let's go get your kills in. I mean, that doesn't feel too off of humans hunting for sport.
Yeah. So, normally, I can't say that I can take the side of the vegetarians and all those animal activist people, but after saying this, I don't know, man. Like, clearly the humans have an intelligence advantage over the R's. I have an intelligence advantage over the R's. Most things have an intelligence advantage over the R's. So, you feel good going out and killing these things that, I mean, they're not helpless, but they can't control themselves.
That's why we keep you here. That's a very interesting perspective. Not exactly one I had really thought of.
Well, that's because you're a human. You just see us as threats.
That I admittedly I do. Like the first time I saw you, I was a little terrified of you. I can't lie, but I've since learned by just kind of being forced to hang around you enough that, don't get me wrong, you're absolutely terrifying to the wrong people.
Well, I do have to eat.
Yes, but like, I don't fear you anymore. I mean, maybe I should, maybe.
Oh, you definitely should keep a little bit of fear back there. Like, don't forget, I am a zombie, and I do sometimes get a little moody.
Yes, that's why we do psychological evaluations before we let people in the door, just to make sure you're not feeling, quote, a little moody that day.
Oh, I always kind of wonder why you ask me those stupid questions. But I've got another question for you. What would you do if you were Spike and you now know that your dad is a flandering asshole and your mom's, she's fucked up somehow, I don't know. Do you think it's a good idea to take her off the island? Like, you really couldn't even take care of yourself. Now you're supposed to be able to take care of her too?
No, that was stupid. That was completely ridiculous. Like, I get it. Okay. Don't want to be around you, Dad. Just saw you doing whatever with whomever. But then you're completely just putting your own mother's life and yours in serious jeopardy.
Exactly. It was not a particularly smart move. It was an emotional move. And that's a lot of what gets y'all humans killed. It's your damn emotions.
I will not disagree with that. But moving from that to something that I would actually consider to be less emotional, like shockingly less emotional. So near the end, they go and they see the doctor, and the doctor has run a couple of basic tests and been like, you have cancer, to the mom. So, okay. I mean, maybe he's probably right.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I couldn't tell on that one.
Okay, but here's what I know is that mom was still like talking and didn't seem to be in real pain all the time. Like she had some things that were episodic. And yes, if it's cancer, it's going to get her eventually. But it didn't appear like eventually was right then and there. So, and both the doctor and the mother seem to be okay with, yep, we're just going to put me down now.
I don't know, man. That's an interesting position because you have to remember, it wasn't exactly the best times. There were not supplies and things that you could just automatically, like, do something when it does get worse. So, but yeah, I kind of see your point. Like, I guess that's all I got. We need Amber here. This is kind of turning into a shit show, just you and me.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to actually agree with you on that one. She brings something to this show that we do not, but I think we're doing a reasonable job keeping it together.
If you think so. I don't.
Okay, thanks for the vote of confidence. But I've got one for you here. What about the whole pregnant zombie thing?
That was some Hollywood bullshit. That is not happening because you've got to remember the zombies were humans. We were turned. But if you're going to get us pregnant, it's going to be the same way that you'd normally get a human pregnant. You're not going to like hug someone and all of a sudden there's a fetus. No. Someone has got to stick tab A in a slot B.
Yes, that's an interesting way of putting it. So y'all can't do that?
Well, I guess we could if I could find a female. Never seem to find any of those. But for the R's, they're angry all the time. They're either angry or depressed because they got nothing to be angry at. Neither one of those is particularly good for the whole tab A slot B situation.
Yeah, it's kind of what I thought as well. Like, how are you? Like, what's the courtship on that?
There isn't one. That is Hollywood bullshit. I can't tell you anything more than that. I have never once seen a zombie pregnant and give birth before, or either of those. And trust me, what would you do from the mother standpoint if by some miracle that could happen? You don't want to handle that baby because they are infected. I promise you, there's no way around it. That baby is coming out infected.
Yeah, I thought about that too because it just really takes just basically blood, like anything, like any real fluid transfer seems to get you turned. And there's no way that a zombie baby isn't getting that.
Exactly. They just wanted something to jerk at your tears or something. I mean, you got to know, a lot of these producer types, they've never been a zombie. They don't know.
Oh, I've got one last one here for you, Jimmy.
Oh, I bet I know what this is. I was expecting this one.
Oh, yeah. How do you feel when throughout the movie there were references to it, but right at the end, guess who they meet up in this purple velour something. I don't know what he was wearing. It was an upside down cross, who apparently seemed to be a supreme zombie hunter, and his name was
Jimmy.
Yeah, it was Jimmy. How did you like lending your name to the guy who's actively out there trying to completely hunt you?
I mean, it's a common name. I mean, how do you feel having your first name be the same as the Secretary of the Treasury?
Scott Bessent? I guess when you put it that way, yeah, you can't really, I can't be responsible for all the Scotts in the world, and I guess you can't really be responsible for all the Jimmys.
Exactly. But I did think it was going to be a funny talking point for this, so.
Okie dokie. Well, I believe we've just about put in our time today. You got any final words for this episode?
Yeah. Hey, Von Murder, screw you, dude. Out one more up on you.
Oh, that's great. That's freaking fantastic. Just what I need. You know, you're going to make it a very hostile work environment for me, you know, right?
Oh, yeah, I know.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.